All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Gloves Are Off. I'm your host, Mark Rizzoli. Today we're tackling a heated topic that's been causing quite a stir. Busloads of illegals bound for the Big Apple are sidestepping Mayor Eric Adams' restrictions by making an unexpected pit stop in New Jersey before hopping on trains to their final destination of New York City. Let's dive into this complex issue, which really shouldn't be complex. It comes down to the basics of enforcing federal immigration law, which, as we all know, the Biden crime family leader Joe Biden has basically allowed an invasion into the United States. He's refusing to enforce federal immigration laws. He's actually encouraging people entering this country illegally. Now that we have them being bused into New Jersey, all of a sudden this has become a big issue, which it shouldn't surprise anybody because Phil Murphy, one of the first things he did was make New Jersey sanctuary state. Like, what did anyone think was going to happen when you're promising free legal representation, free health benefits, free college at Rutgers? Of course they're going to come here. They've been coming here. You know, the estimates are between 900,000 and a million. But now it's at the forefront because the mayor of New York is making a big issue of it. You know, we're talking billions of dollars, billions of taxpayer dollars. But yet, everyone out there, you keep reelecting these individuals who are putting illegals before American citizens, spending your money while you struggle because of Bidenomics, going to the grocery store, paying your heating bill, educating your children. All you keep hearing from these Democrats, it's all about illegals. The old identity politics game, which I've been talking about for a number of years now, it's just never ending. You know, unfortunately, the Garden State has found itself unintentionally at the center of the ongoing immigration debate. Busloads are coming in from Texas, bound for New York City. Now they're deciding they're going to use New Jersey as the transit point to bypass all the strict new arrival policy set by Mayor Adams. But it's real simple. When you hear a mayor like Sam Joshi from Edison say we're going to turn him around and send him back to Texas, no, take him into custody. They're breaking immigration laws. They're here illegally. But yet you have to have these radical Democrats who try to guilt people by saying, oh, your parents were immigrants. We're a nation of immigrants. No, we're a nation of laws. Come the right way. Come through the front door. There's people who pay thousands of dollars to become citizens here. Why should people coming in here illegally get everything waived? It's ridiculous. You think we're getting the best of these countries? I mean, come on, we know for a fact we have people on the terrorist watch list being stopped at the border. We have criminals who have already been deported are trying to come back. I mean, it's never ending. Now Phil Murphy wants to play this game and he doesn't want them. This is all political theater because his wife's running for U.S. Senate. He doesn't care. He's using your money to advance his political career, now his wife's political career. So when you hear other elected officials, all Democrats coincidentally, start this nonsense, it's the same thing. You have the mayor of Jersey City, Steve Fulp, he's running for governor. He's using taxpayer dollars in Jersey City to house illegals at motels. This is all while taxes are through the roof in Jersey City, the highest rent in America. But yet he can find the money because they're an Abbott district. So everyone in New Jersey, your money's going to Jersey City and financing this insanity. I mean, when is enough? You have public safety employees who still don't have their cost of living increase reinstated. But yet we have, New Jersey has the money, the millions upon millions to finance their sanctuary state programs. Has anybody had enough of it yet? Don't vote because you don't like how someone tweets. How'd that work out for you? Now that you're struggling to get by, to buy your groceries, you're just living your day-to-day. How about your quality of life? You know, this whole bail reform, which, in the law enforcement community, it's catch and release. What has that done? Phil Murphy and his allies in Trenton They've incentivized criminal behavior, whether it's violating federal immigration laws to stealing vehicles. I mean, all the guy does is put a wall up protecting criminals while trying to prosecute law enforcement who are trying to do their job. We saw how they vilified ICE. I say, come on, ICE, come to New Jersey. Go to Edison. Go to Jersey City. Go to Secaucus. Secaucus, the quintessential town in Hudson County. Beautiful, quiet. Now you have these busloads of people in this country illegally going there. But like I keep saying, instead of putting them on a train, place them under arrest. They should be put in custody. Pull up the bus with all the bars on it, the prison bus. Take them right to the county jail and process them. You don't know who the hell's coming here. Are you really going to put your faith in the Joe Biden administration that they're vetting these people, or Phil Murphy? Phil Murphy could care less. Bust him down to his house. Bust him to Trenton. Bust him to Steve's Phillip neighborhood. I don't think Steve would like it too much. That's what we need to start doing. Applying a little common sense here. I mean, it's never ending. And we've heard it over and over. This sanctuary state stuff is not good. It's going to cost, and it's costing heavily. The price tag continues to rise. Crime continues to rise. You think Texas is going to stop busing them in? It's not going to happen. They're being overrun. So now, listen, New Jersey's a sanctuary state. I spoke about this a number of years ago. That's why I keep calling out the mayor of Edison. When he was a councilman, he had an opportunity to stand with me, and he chose not to because he was intimidated by the Middlesex County Democratic Chairman, Kevin McCabe, and he was kissing Murphy's ass. Okay? What do you think was going to happen? We have 2 U.S. senators, one so corrupt. I mean, he takes everything, gold bars, cars, watches. And if you all recall, I spoke about this. Cory Booker was tweeting out, alerting people, illegals, to ICE's activities. He went down to the border when he was running for president. He became Cory the Coyote. He's walking illegals across the border. But this represents the taxpayers of New Jersey. People who are obsessed with identity politics, putting party ideology before public safety. We live in one of the most targeted areas in the world for terrorism, and that's a fact. Okay, and all they want to do is bring people in this that come into this country illegally to our area, and they want to incentivize it. Let's give driver's license to illegals. Okay, and in the 9/11 Commission report, study found when in these terrorist camps, they trained these people not to travel in the United States using their passport because it raises a red flag going state to state. They urged them to get their hands on some type of form of identification as soon as possible so they could travel freely. And not only does that, it validates their existence here. You can get a library card, you can get credit cards. A lot of people like Phil Murphy and the former GOP nominee for governor, Jack CRT O'Reilly, I call him that. Because for those who don't know, Jack made a statement that his campaign was too white. That's why he lost. But he wanted to give illegals licenses too. I mean, this is ridiculous. You know, and the fact that we have circumstances surrounding the arrival of these illegals, I don't even know why it's sparking controversy. It's real simple. Enforce federal immigration laws. You know, Mayor Adams, he can implement all the executive orders he wants. The bottom line is he's using these people as pawns because he hasn't rescinded his sanctuary state order, for sanctuary city order rather. Nor has Phil Murphy rescinded our sanctuary state order. So they can put all the theatrics on all they want on all these different media outlets. The fact of the matter is they don't want to solve the problem because they feel playing this identity politics is their way to advance their political careers. So I don't know how he believes that he's going to ensure this coordinated, safe arrival to process these people here illegally without straining city resources or in New Jersey. You're telling me none of these people are hopping the bus? We know for a fact already they already jumped off the bus and roaming around Edison somewhere. So they're here in Middlesex County. Residents of Middlesex County know that the commissioners, they didn't want the law enforcement in Middlesex County cooperating with ICE. Not at all. We saw directives come out of the Attorney General's office, first from that corrupt Gray Wall, and now we have this Matt Plankton. They're more concerned about with incentivizing criminal behavior. Let's protect criminals, because that's what these people are. They're invading our country. It's being allowed. That's why it's so important. I had this conversation with a friend recently. With 8 out of 10 people didn't vote in a recent election cycle. And I understand it. Both parties. No one's really representing people. There's no one out there, whether it's parental rights, school curriculum, fighting against the sanctuary state. And in the GOP, because they run people who really aren't interested in winning. They'd rather have puppets than fighters. Who's really out there fighting? Where's the GOP right now? All these illegals coming here. I know other than Congressman Van Drew, where are they? Where's the funniest man in the state Senate? Bramnick. The joke's on the voters who vote for Bramnick. That guy's no leader. He's a clown. Ambulance chaser. Ambulance chasing attorney. Thinks he should be governor. Are you kidding me? Stands for nothing. You have these legislators, you have newly elected senator like Owen Henry. Guy don't even speak out about anything. Puts it in paper though. And the two assembly people with him, Clifton and Swicky, they don't say a word. Run around waving to everybody with their cheap suits. They stand for nothing. In the meantime, the taxpayers in New Jersey, you pay more and get less. I mean, what has Phil Murphy done for the American citizen of New Jersey? The people who actually elect these individuals. And unfortunately, the people who get elected forget they were elected to represent American citizens. Okay, not illegal aliens. They seem to be more obsessed with that. Murphy and all these other Democrat mayors now, they're making these allegations about New Jersey as being used as a loophole in Mayor Adams' plan. I think the situation brings to light the challenges faced by cities dealing with the humanitarian crisis that's being created with all these influx of illegals coming over our southern border. Is the immigration process broke? Of course it is. But neither party's trying to resolve it. And the radical Democrats, they love using it. Because identity politics is what they're all about. If you oppose illegal immigration, you're a racist, xenophobe. I mean, God, you're every type of phobe. Because they don't have the balls to address it. I've taken a stand on this issue over and over again. Illegal immigration needs to be addressed responsibly. It is a complex matter. But we must uphold the laws and the regulations. New Jersey, as I've said, is a sanctuary state. And we need to clarify on how the state government is handling the transit situation. They claim they're just putting them on a train and sending them to New York City. But we all know, come on, these people are here illegally. You think they're going to follow the process? Well, they know what's going on in New Jersey, that they're being taken care of. I'm sure they know, listen, if Jersey City's giving them free motels, Mayor Fulop's putting them up in a hotel on a taxpayer dime, they're going to Jersey City. It's crucial to understand the magnitude of the issue. As of last week, statistics show that 161,500 so-called asylum seekers, people here illegally, have arrived in the Big Apple since spring of 2022. The city shelter system over there is overwhelmed with over 68,000 migrants. Currently in the city's care, projected to cost more than $12 billion through 2025. And we're paying, taxpayers are paying for this while struggling day to day. New York City's going to cut funding to their police department, fire department, EMS. They're putting illegals before American citizens. Public safety is being sacrificed because of party ideology. That's unacceptable. And it should be unacceptable to you out there. Don't stand for it. Email Middlesex County Commissioner Director Ron Rios. Tell him we don't want to be a sanctuary county in Middlesex County. You can email Phil Murphy, but he's so out of his mind. You ain't going to get no action down there. And we all know in Trenton, the radical Democrats in Trenton, Craig Coughlin's a puppet for Phil Murphy. Senate President Nick Scuteri, he watches too many mob movies. He's all about himself. And they're giving themselves a raise. They're rewarding their own failure, which means your tax dollars. The legislatures are giving themselves a raise. For what? Nothing like rewarding failure. I'm sure they'll tell you they're doing such a great job. They love to tell you that. In the meantime, if they're not being, opening their arms for people coming here illegally, they're targeting your children. Whether it's the sanctuary, whether it's the sex curriculum, CRT, DEI, this transgender stuff, how they attack parents, call them domestic terrorists, MAGA Republicans. There's always some type of name. This is why I said, what good has Phil Murphy done for the state of New Jersey? Nothing. But he told you that. He told you he was going to raise taxes. He told you he was going to turn New Jersey into California. So you should have expected it, but yet you reelected him. And I understand, Jack was probably a substandard candidate. He lost a lot of voters. Unfortunately, they were more concerned with bashing Donald Trump and then giving licenses to illegals instead of worrying about the real issues. But that seems to be the problem these days. Everybody's more concerned with, how can I get more likes on Facebook instead of just running a real campaign. What's really striking right now is the blame game going on between New York City and Texas. Of course, New York City's going to point the finger at Texas, accusing they're accusing this Texas governor of treating so-called asylum seekers, people here illegally, like political pawns and creating coordinated problems nationwide. But as I said earlier, the Democrats, Joe Biden, they're the ones creating people here illegally like political pawns because they're able to say what they always say. Oh, you're a racist. They love saying that. You don't tie your shoe right, you're a racist. But here's the fact. The Democratic Party is incentivizing criminal behavior. The Democratic Party has been promoting anti-Semitism in this country because they're all about dividing. That's what they're all about. How convenient now, with everything going on with Jewish students under attack on campuses, all these protests, we have bridges being blocked. I don't know why people aren't being charged with interfering in commerce. You're blocking a bridge, obstructing traffic in front of an airport. I don't know why these people aren't being arrested. But all now what we have, what the Democrats are good at, let's distract with another issue. Because they don't want to address the issue of the anti-Semitism within their party. The fact that Jewish students are being targeted on campuses. The fact that colleges are more concerned with indoctrination as opposed to education. I mean, this is what's going on. So now there's no doubt we're going to have the illegal immigration is definitely going to be at the forefront now because it gives them an opportunity to get back to calling people racist. They don't care about resolving the problem. They'll drag this out right into the next election cycle. They won't admit they're the ones that stopped the wall from being built because they wanted the open border. Right? They're suing Texas to remove razor wire and all kind of obstruction devices they put up to protect the border, which tells you all you need to know. Joe Biden is disregarding his oath of office. He's failing to protect American citizens. He's complicit with other Democrats of allowing an invasion into this country. Which now I can say, while they remove Donald Trump from different ballots for something he was never convicted on, and if that's the case, Joe Biden should be removed from ballots. He's allowing our country to be invaded. He's not doing his job as president. He's violating federal immigration laws. Then he has the audacity to say he needs more money to stop illegals from entering the country. Are you kidding me? He ran on this. He told people to come after he was elected. He opened the border. And it's unfortunate that he has governors that are going along with the program with him. They're all being complicit, becoming sanctuary states. We have sanctuary cities, we have sanctuary states, we have sanctuary counties. It's ridiculous. How about we're a sanctuary state for American citizens? Let's start doing the right thing by the people who pay taxes. Let's be concerned with the people who call this the America home, not those who do not. But that's never going to happen as long as Joe Biden's president. The man's compromised. We all know he's been selling access. We know his drug addict son, Hunter the crackhead, has been selling access. Here in New Jersey, we have a corrupt U.S. Senator, Menendez. What do the Hudson County Democrats do? They run his son for Congress. I'm not saying the son did anything wrong. We're gonna have another family member now stuck with him. Just unbelievable. Same thing with Tammy Murphy. Now we want to have Phil Murphy's wife running for U.S. Senate. What the hell has she ever done? We know when a woman approached her on the staff to complain, to say she was sexually assaulted, we know what went on with that. And the taxpayers in New Jersey ended up paying for it. So it's one thing after another with these people. So no one should be surprised now that everything's crumbling around them. Eventually, you can only lie so much. You can only try to corrupt the system so much before it starts collapsing around you. And that's what's going on. Billions of dollars being wasted, not being spent on the American citizen. I mean, city after city. I mean, the situation with these illegals is not unique to the East Coast. Chicago faced a challenge with noncompliance, which prompted Mayor Adams to enact his executive order, aligning with Chicago's administration. Could you imagine aligning with Chicago's administration? They're having a backlash from their residents, finally. I mean, you talk about a city under siege. I mean, they're allowing illegals to set up tent cities outside their police precincts. I mean, it's insanity. You know, I understand we don't want to see anyone get hurt. Listen, once you come here, whether you come here illegally or not, you know, we have an obligation to make sure that people are safe. But this is so out of control now. The money being wasted. Good God. You out there, you're gonna have to think. You're gonna have to think next election cycle. You're gonna have to go vote. All you independents out there, you know what? You get tired of a bad Democrat, bad Republican. Well, go to a primary. Go to a Republican primary. declare to be Republican, and then switch back afterwards. You can influence a primary election. Either one, go. At least you get to remove one moron from the ballot. Say, instead of going there complaining, oh, I got 2 morons to vote for. I mean, that's the only way it's going to be changed. Elections have consequences. Have we had candidates that rub people the wrong way? Sure. But I'd rather have a candidate who pisses people off, but does a great job, who's proud to be an American, doesn't tell people to come here illegally. Just think about it. You really want elected officials who are incentivizing criminal behavior? Who are spending more money on their sanctuary state programs and helping American citizens, helping our children? Why isn't that money being used to help children who are with their learning loss because of the COVID lockdowns? And we're spending billions on their sanctuary state programs. How much are being spent to catch children up, to address learning loss? This is the point I'm making. They're not concerned about the American children. That's like totally being ignored. All they're worried about is their ideology. Parents, start going to these Board of Ed meetings. Send emails. You want to know how much money is being spent on addressing your child's learning loss. Because they sure have no problem spending on illegals for their sanctuary state programs. It's just unbelievable. You telling me everything that's going on doesn't raise the question now, the unintended consequences about the effectiveness of these policies that they claim will be so effective? And obviously they've been coordinating this nationwide with all these different governors who are operating sanctuary states. It's no accident that Phil Murphy is the chair of the Democrat Governors Association. They're all complicit. They don't care about addressing the issues, the basic quality of life, common sense. We have to push party ideology. We have to use taxpayer dollars to purchase votes. That's what matters right now. Phil Murphy is a menace. He's dangerous. He's a threat to public safety in New Jersey. But due to the low turnout, they feel they can do whatever they want. You see it right now. Giving themselves raises in Trenton. That should insult everybody out there. Tax dollars being spent to reward failure. Well, I'm going to wrap up today's show. But you know what? It's time you get involved. Elections have consequences. Get out. You have to get out and vote. Vote from home. Vote by mail. I know a lot of people don't want to vote by mail, but you know what? Vote by mail. Go vote early. You have to vote. The numbers are terrible. You know, that's why New Jersey's now a freaking U-Haul state. I mean, I don't blame people for leaving. It's a disaster. Phil Murphy's a disaster. But America's still the greatest country, regardless of what these people say. So this wraps up today's episode. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. The gloves are off. Thank you for joining the discussion. Unfiltered, uncensored, unbelievable. We don't hold back here. Till next time, this is Mark Rizzoli signing off. Thank you.